Hey guys, it's Blessed again, and today we'll be showcasing some pretty cool stuff in the TryHackMe Wreath room. I'll be doing a walkthrough to showcase some of the tricks and tactics as to exploiting the box. There are three different boxes in that room, and I think the way the network is set up, we've got the public-facing web application. Then we've got two internal Windows servers. So we'll be probably trying to gain access to the web server. Then from there, maybe pivots or double pivots into the other two Windows box. And it promises to be fun. So stick around and enjoy. Just a quick one. Please do like our YouTube videos and share them as well as subscribe. We're trying to grow the network, and we need you to do that. Thanks. So quickly, I've got my VPN set up, and I'm connected to the TryHackMe's Wreath Network. I've also made some modifications. If I cut the content of my etc. host file, host. You see, I've actually set up that TryHackMe's Thomas Wreath as the domain name points into this, so which means I can actually reach it on my browser. So I'm going to quickly get right into this. I've skipped some of the steps because I don't want to bug you. So I've done the Nmap scan. I'll just showcase the result of my Nmap scan, and also both the initial and the advanced scan, so we can see how that looks like. So quickly in the rig directory, if I cut the content of Nmap, maybe initial, just to see what that looks like. So quickly, the initial scan shows us that these ports open. There's port 22, port 80, port 443, 9090, and 10,000. So great. That works out pretty fine for us. We can also see the services as well as the versions of these services that are there. So we can see there's OpenSSH, there's Apache HTTPD on port 80. Then we've grabbed the banner telling us it's CentOS, as well as we can see on this 10,000, which would be our initial access vector, we see there's miniserve. Miniserve is a web meme stuff which we'll be working with. So as a quick research, if we go dig into finding possible exploits, I've done some background job, and I saw in the exploit DB there's this 2019 CB 2019-15-107, which is what we'll be using. And if you do a little bit of read up, you'll get to understand what this exploit is actually all about. And I'm going to skip that process because, like I did say, I'm trying to make this video pretty short. So but I urge you to go read it. And also, if we browse to that, you can see we're hitting the Thomas Wreath, the THM, and this is what it looks like. So I'm going to just get this in the background and proceed with our task. Also, if we look at the advanced Nmap scan, maybe let me do that here so we can look at them side by side. We're going to CD to home palette. It's a fresh box I just actually built. Then we're going to go to the downloads. Then I think it's Wreath Network. We'll cut the content of Nmap. It's advanced. Okay, great. Now if you look at this, I did some vulnerability scan, so we can see a bunch of them, but I'm going to skip all the other vulnerabilities which Nmap is actually showing us, like the possible SQL injection path. We're not going to work with any of that. Also, we see some denial of service thing going on there. We're not working with any of this. I'll go to the port 10,000, which is where we want to really showcase what we'll be doing. We can see on port 10,000, it found a few stuffs also, maybe some cross-site cross-forgery stuff, then maybe some, we can see some directory transversal stuff happening there. We can see some known CVEs. We can as well see a bit more pointing us to the Maeva. We can see also some very old signature PBs that are pretty cool stuff to work with. But we're not working with any of these today, like I did say. So I'm going to clear the screen. Now we're working with the one which we found on the vulnerable. I could also use such exploits just to showcase that. If we use such exploit to search for that web main, we will see that exploit there. We can as well grab these. You can see it's remote code execution exploit. We can grab these and maybe work with this. So I'm going to clear this screen quickly. One more time. I'm just going to be working with it. I grabbed it already. It's here. And so I'm going to cd into that CVE directory. You can see the exploit is in there. We're going to run it as sudo just to verify a few things. So we're going to run it as sudo. Sorry, CVE. Not sure what's happening. Okay. Oh yeah, Python. Then pass the Python 3. Okay, cd, and that's it. I'm just going to run that command anyways. So just to verify if that's going to give us a shell. If it does, then we can start our initial vector workaround from there. So put my sudo password and wait for that to run. So it's going to verify. See, it's verified, connected successfully. Then we grab ourselves a shell. Now we've got a root shell. If we do the ID thing, we will see that we are actually root on this box, and that shows us that this vulnerability didn't even need us to do a privilege escalation. We just got root out of the box, kind of like, and we can dump maybe the content of the etc. A shadow. So we dump that content. Okay, great. So I'm going to grab the maybe the roots hash and that of Thomas Wreath, so I can maybe use that to build probably maybe persistence, if that's a thing that we can have a head around with. I'm going to just put that nano. Let's call this. I've got other stuff in there, so let's call this maybe. I'm going to call this the send talks hashes, just so I can remember. I'm going to paste this in there. That's for the roots. Then I'm also going to grab that of Wreath. Okay, we could run tools like maybe John or Hashcat against this hash to see if they are weak passwords. We can crack them using the RockQ the TXT or the Cyclist dictionary, which is pretty robust, but we're not going to be doing any of that today. So I'm going to just write this file and exit out of this. Now we have our initial assets. I'm going to also try to dump the content of the IDRSA keys public, so we can use that to authenticate via SSH. So I'm going to cat the content of it should be in roots.ssh, I believe, then ID_RSA. If it's there, we should see it. We can quickly dump that. Great. Now we can copy these keys and write it to a file. I already saved us that stress, and I have it. If I cat this, I have it on my local box as IDRSA. You can see it's exactly what we have in there. So we'll be working with that. Now we want to be sure the permission is set clear, because we know that has to be 600. It usually wants that 600 thing. Read write on the owner, then enable that person no access. Okay, so one more thing we can do, we can maybe drop in the shell. This exploit had the privilege to give us a shell, and we can point to our IP. I'm going to split this screen quickly and maybe do an IPADDR and grab for that 10 thing just to verify my IP. So I'm this in the Thomas Wreath network. I'll copy this, then I'll paste this here. I'm just going to use my keyboard to do that. Okay, then I'll set up a netcat listener. Let's say I can grab a shell, an LVP on port 9092. Oh, wrong password. Okay, then I'm going to put a port 1992 here. Let's see if it's going to give me a shell. If it doesn't, then I think we already have that SSH key, so we can establish persistence using SSH. I see it's not calling back to me. I'm not sure why. It all looks good. It might take a while. So, but I think I'm just going to cancel this, or maybe stop this, and rather do an SSH stop. I'll do SSH here. So I'm going to SSH using our SSH as roots. The IP is 10.200.181.200. Then I'll use the ID RSA keys to do that. So let's see. Also taking a while, I guess there's a slight delay in that. We'll see if that gives us the SSH session. Is that IP still, is that server still up? This delay is taking longer than I expect. Okay, great. So we got in the box via SSH. Now we verify, we can see that we are roots, group roots as well, all that same pretty cool. From this point, we can bring in some other stuff, or maybe create a cron job to establish that level of persistence we want. So each specific minute or hour of the day calls back to our box, and we still grab a shell using that cat. That's pretty cool stuff. But we're not doing any of this stuff, and we see we've got initial access. Now from this point, we do not need to escalate privilege on this Linux box, but if we had gotten maybe a bare shell as our initial access, we can try to bring in stuff like linps to do some enumeration just to escalate privilege. So, but we've got the root shell, we're satisfied with that. And next point of action will be to try to bring in a static nmap and use that to scan the subnet, basically trying to see if we can, from this box, maybe find out the other box that are in the subnet, which we cannot reach from our own external box. Okay, we're going to get into that just at the moment. Okay, so next we are going to use the Python server to host, if I list the content of this directory, we've got the static nmap thing. We're going to use the Python server to host the static nmap and maybe ship it down into this box and probably run some basic scans. So we're going to do the Python 3-tackm http.server. We could use Python 2 as well if it's a pain. Python 2 I think is the simple HTTP server stuff which you'll be using. I'm going to start this on the default ports. Okay, great, 8000. Then I'm going to come in here on this remote host. I'm going to grab, I will use curl. I hope curl is installed. I'm not sure wget is, so I'm going to use curl for that server, which I'm hosting the HTTP on my IP. I believe, I'm not sure, I think it's my clipboard. I'm just going to paste that. Okay, great, that's my IP. Then on ports 8000, I believe. Well, there's a little bit of lag. Okay, so I'm looking for the file called, I see it's nmap, which is this. I believe that's it. I hope so. Okay, that should be it. So I want to grab the file nmap. Then I'm going to output this file. I'll write this file as, just give it a name, nmap, let me call it B. Okay, let's see if this works. Will it hit our server? Okay, we're getting the hits. Great. That's pulling down the file. We're just going to wait for it to pull down the file quickly. Then we're going to change the permission on that file to ls. Okay, let's just do the ls.l on that file. You can see currently there are no executable permissions, so I'm going to just use the ch mode. Then I'll add executable on all. I don't really care at this point in time anyways. nmap b. Okay, although that's the back file permission, but who cares? Okay, that should be fine. Now it's executable, so I'm going to run. I'm using that nmap, which is I just moved in there to run a basic scan, and let me see if I can just do a basic tac sn. If that's a thing, it's a static nmap, so it's not like the full package you get. So I'm going to scan that on 10.200.181.0, the whole subnet. Let me see if there are other hosts in that subnet. Great. So it's telling me already that the nmap payload UDP payload not found. But I think I got a couple of stuff. So I got hit from 150, 250, 200, which we are 200, and also 100. So we're 200. I think I'm pretty much interested in 100, 150, and 250. But 250, I think they had defined should be out of scope. So we're not going to touch 250. We're just going to take this bulk host, 150 and 150 and 100. So we're good. Now we're going to run another scan. Let's see if we can maybe see some stuff. We'll bring back that command. Can I do a service version? I don't know if it's a thing there. I'm going to give it a try. SV. Okay, it's not a thing in that static nmap. How about a same scan? Can I do a same scan? Or TCP connect? Maybe SS. Okay, so this is it. So let's wait for this to run quickly. Let's see. I don't think we need our Python server anymore. I'm going to kill it. Just so. Okay, so we've got this running. Let's quickly wait for this to scan. If it sees stuff, it should actually show us ports that are open. I could probably use some old tricks, like using netcat to verify open ports on those hosts. I think I should showcase that. I'm not sure. Okay, so let's wait for nmap to do its thing, because I only have that one shell for now. Oh, this is still here. Okay. It won't work, I know. That's a basic shell. Okay, great. So nmap is running. Okay, so nmap is still taking its time to scan. So what we're going to do is we're going to quickly see if we can stage a Python server here and probably transfer this executable netcat. We're going to do call, this call, and that thing there. If we can, oh, it's a little bit slow. We still have our IP. Okay, great. 1.8000. Then we're going to take the file nc and write it out to and it's slow, ncb. So it hits our server. We'll grab that file quickly. Then I see we have it there. So let's chmod plus x on it. Okay, great. So we're going to try to use netcat to verify. I'm just going to kill this server. Use netcat to verify if we can reach those hosts. And I think the command is nc. Oh, great. We got a banner. So 80 is open, verified. 80 is open, verified. I'll try that on port. I know it's a Windows server. Can I try some other ports like maybe 139? Wow, great. Okay. Then can we try that on port 445? So if these ports are open, we can look for a way to, oh great, open. We can look for a way to remotely scan those ports. Maybe we can set use socket to create a tunnel, and then maybe we can, from here, we'll bring in our stuffs here and try to scan that server from here. If we find a vulnerability, we may be able to set up a proxy from our host. This host will be proxying our messages or relaying our messages to that server. Then we can maybe exploit that vulnerability. That sounds pretty fun. Can I verify RDP 3389? Whoa, open. So now we know port 80 is open, 139 is open, 445 is open, 3389 is open. Which other interesting ports? Maybe port 445, just for, or port 21. Okay, that's not open. The delay is not open. I'll cancel that quickly. Then I'm going to try port 23, maybe telnets. Okay, it's not open. Now I can build a list of open ports on 150. So quickly on port 150, on host 150, I know ports 80, ports 138, 139, ports 443, 445. Then 3389, that is HTTP, SMB on board on TCP, and NetBIOS. then also RDP. SS shuttle is already installed, so I'll run the command as root. Since I know I've got IDRSA key for roots, I'm running that on the 10.200.181.200, which we already have access to. Then I'm going to be executing the command SSH, so I'll use SSH CMD. So we want to execute using the SSH IDRSA, SSH tag L or tag I, sorry, IDRSA. I hope it's in that folder. Okay, that's the IDRSA keys. Then we're going to put that the whole subnet 10.200.181.0/24. Sorry. Then tag X will be 10.200.181.200, which is the host we already have access to. So let's see if this works. Okay, if this works correctly, now we should be able to reach the 150 hosts from our browser because we've actually created that tunnel connected to server. So let's go to our browser and let's try to see if we can reach the 150 hosts. Oh, sorry, my bad. So I'm going to do HTTP 10.200.181.150 on port 80. Let me see. Verified it's open. Oh, great! And there you go. Now we can reach the 180 because we had created that using our SSH to create that tunnel to connect back to that host or the whole subnet where that host resides in. Now from this point on, we can see some pretty cool stuff. Bad error handling. Sorry, happening here. It's telling us page not found 44 error. Actually, HTTP response code. I think we have a video on our YouTube channel explaining the HTTP response code with examples. You can go check up on our YouTube channel. But bad error handling, that error now threw up very important stuff for us, which shouldn't be. So we can see there is the GitStack thing happening there. I'm just going to go try out these stuff. Let's see. So I'm going to pass the GitStack thing. Can I reach it? Oh wow, we created with this GitStack stuff. We did. Let's try the default credential admin. Is that a thing? Oh, okay, that didn't work. All right, so good. Now we could maybe crack the root password and see if we can use the root accounts to authenticate on this. But I'm not sure if it's going to work. Maybe what I'm going to do is I'm going to fall back here. And I will use search exploit the search for. I know it's GitStack. Let me do some search exploit search for GitStack. And search exploit is saying a couple of stuff. So see they are all remote code execution, but I think I've got this one already on my local box. So I'm going to work with this one 2.3.10 and it's 43777.py. So if I list the content of this, I see I've got that in there. So we can see I've made this modification. So we're running this on the GitStack PHP. This is our exploits, which will be uploaded there. So I'm giving it a tag B just to know I'm the one doing that. So when we see it in the box, we know we actually dropped that thing in there on that 150 box. Okay, great. So I'm going to just put this in the background and stop the mouse pad from executing. Then we're going to run that exploit. Let me stretch this thing all the way back. Now I'm going to be, before I run that exploit, I would like to maybe on the browser we've verified we can reach that. So before I run that exploit, I would just like to mention that we will be using some burp suits, or we're doing some burp suit stuff in here. I think we've got a video that talks about burp suits also, I'm not sure. So let's just quickly do that using Python 2. Then we'll run that exploits. The py, and that just should be it. Great. Did that work? Great. Now look at that. It executed a command on the box, and we're verifying the whoami command told us that we ran this command as NT authority, which seemed like a very high privilege on the Windows box. So now we're going to be exploiting this remote code execution vulnerability to see if we can gain a remote session on the box. So what we'll do is I will be using curl in my browser to do some stuff. I know my exploit is already on the box because this command executed completely. So if I go to my browser and I browse to the path where my exploit is, from that command we store it in web, and that we dropped it as exploit.b. That should be the path. Then let me execute this command again using the browser and see if that's going to work. Okay, this true back. It does seem like that command executed completely, but probably there's some problems or challenges. I'm not sure. Can I just do it without the command? Let me see. Will that run? Oh, that ran. Okay, great. So if I pass a command there, if I pass a command, who am I? Well, that's if I a equals who am I. Will that work? Okay, that ran without no problem. So which means we can from this point move on and try to see if we can build the path or the trajectory to use this exploit. So first I'm going to set up a Python server and see if I can move some stuff to the box and see if that will help me to build that exploit path. Or I could just do this right there on the box. So what we'll do is we'll use curl, if curl will work, or maybe use burp suit. I've got it fired up already. Intercept is on, and I'm going to set up the proxy. Then I'll execute this command again and go catch it in burp suit. This is what it looks like. So I'm going to pass this command to a repeater. Then in my repeater, I can make some modifications. So I've got a payload which was created, and this is what it looks like. I'm going to be working with this payload to see in burp suit. I could use curl to do the same thing anyways. You see, I've got this built. Maybe we should just do that using curl, and curl will just execute this and probably grant us back a call on ports. Did you set the ports? This is the IP. Then this is the ports we're using: 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 6. Maybe we'll make a change on this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be fine. 1, 2, 3, 7. Okay. Great. We'll work with curl. Maybe we'll skip the burp suit thing. I'm just going to drop this down and remove that thing. Oh, no, remove it. Okay, great. So what we'll do is we'll work with curl to trigger the exploit, and we'll see if that works out fine. We may probably, I don't know how that's going to work out, but we may find something useful. But I think before we can do that, we need to open up some firewall on the box. You see, nmap thing is still not done. So let me strike this up a bit. Okay. Okay, so let's open up some ports. Let's use the firewall to open up some ports in this box. 1, 2, 3, 7 was what we set there on our payload. So we're going to open up that ports and see if we can probably do some stuff here. So let's use I think there's a firewall. If it's there, it should tell me firewall. Oh man. CMD. Okay, so it's there. I just want to verify. Firewall CMD, then zone. We'll set the zone of public. Then we will add the ports. The port was 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. What? Let's verify that quickly. 1, 2, 3, 7. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 7. Then we can call this a TCP. It might throw back some errors just because of the capital letter, but I'm going to give it a try to see if that works. Okay, I suspect that, so I'm just going to use small letter. Okay, now we've opened up that port, so we'll be working with that port, but we need to bring in socket. So let's stage our Python server here again, and first let's just verify socket is there. Socket is there. So let's stage our Python server and go grab socket. So we'll use curl. If that command is still up there, I'm just going to use it. This is me being lazy anyways. I should be typing that thing. Man, look at me. All right, great. So we want to bring in sockets. Then we'll call this socket B. Okay, will it hit our server? It did hit our server. So wait for that to run. And if we list the content, we've got sockets. So we can chmod on socket and just change that to something that is executable, because currently it's not executable. The chmod plus X on sockets, make it an executable. Okay, I'm going to cancel the Python server. I don't need it at this point anymore. Oh man, I thought I put a plus X. That was my bad. Okay, plus X. All right, good. So clear the screen. Now we're going to execute sockets and see if we can use it to the port that we opened was 1237, I think. Socket B. Then we open a TCP, listen for TCP. We're listening. We're going to listen on port 1237. Then we're going to pass that to us. I need my IP. Do I still have it there? Oh man, I don't. Okay, great. Okay, I see it's in my mouse pad. I think I'm just going to copy this IP. Man, what is happening here? And paste this here. Then we're going to, if that traffic hits this server, this CentOps server, let it send it to us, maybe on the same port 1237, just for consistency's sake. So we socket do its thing. Okay, I see socket is listening. Now on our hosts, let's go set up a netcat to listen. Man, everything is slowing down now. Okay, good. So let's see on our host if we can set up a netcat to listen. Man. Okay, so quickly go into home, Kali, download, Wreath Network. So let's set up NC. I don't know what's happening now. I need to shut down my computer also. NC that NLBP on port 1237. Can we listen on that? Then can we go trigger that thing with our payload, partial payload stuff? So let's copy our partial payload stuff and see if we can trigger that thing. Where is it? So we're going to use curl to post. This time around we're posting. Then we want that to call back to us. We know there's exploit B on that host, which we actually put in there. We verified that from our browser. Exploit B, PHP. Okay, so we're going to that web path. I'm going to copy this whole thing. verify 131237. Then let's hope we get a shell. Paste this on our clipboard. Then we execute this and see what happens. And look at that, we got a hit. So we got a hit back from that GitStack server. Great. So we're going to just press enter to drop in there. Now if we maybe ls, we should see our exploit in there. That's us, exploit B, sorry. So we are in there. Now quick things I would love to do from this point is to maybe maintain persistence on this host, so I don't have to go through this headache to do stuff next time. I'm going to create my a user and add a user to this host, at least to save me some very pain in the ass. Oh, sorry, some pain in the butt next time. So we'll use the net. I think it's the net command to do this. Net user. So net user, we're going to add the user. Let's call this my name. Anyways, that's my name. And we'll give it a password for my name, just for simplicity's sake. I'm going to add this user. Great. Now I'm able to do this because remember we had verified that we were running commands as NT authority, so which means we are actually admin. No, I shouldn't be able to do this. Okay, great. So I'm going to add myself to the admin group. So using the same command, net, I think it's a local group. Local group, we'll call the administrator. If that's going to work, then we'll give myself. Then I'm going to add myself to that group. Oh, I didn't get. Maybe S has to be in there. Net local group administrators. Then I'm adding myself. Administrators. Okay, one more time. I'm not getting the successful. Oh, local, not local. Local group. Then I'll add myself. Oh, I didn't put the S again. Administrators. Add myself. Okay, now it's command successful, so which means we're in admin group. I'm going to also use the net command to add myself to remote management so I can do some RDP stuff. This should work fine. Now, great. Now we've maintained that level of persistence. And once again, I don't think we need to escalate privilege here because we're already this godlike user on this box. So what we could do here is maybe do some evil winner stuff to connect to this box via us. I don't know if I kill this, if that shell will die, but I won't do that so I don't seem stupid. Mmap seems to be done, and look at that, it took it all time. Now we verified these ports. Oh, except SSH. We verified AT, even some more that Nmap didn't see using netcat. That was pretty neat stuff, like cool stuff to do. Okay, great. Oh no. Oh, I guess I'm making a mistake. Oh yeah, Nmap found those ports. Yeah, we verified AT. This is the host which we were checking. We verified AT. We verified one. We didn't check 135. We checked 139 though. We verified 445 and 3389. So we could have probably used netcat to scan a range of ports also, and that's going to work perfectly. You just need to pass the cat ZV, then also pass the range of the ports after the IP, like maybe 1 to 1000. It's going to be pretty fast. I think it's much faster than this stuff, verifying if those ports are open. It's just that it won't give you services as Nmap is doing. So great. So what I'm going to do, I want to maybe split this terminal quickly and do some XP RDP stuff, or maybe some evil winner RM stuff. Maybe that will work. Let's see. So we're up to the race to, I'm going to cd into home, Pali, download, Wreath. Up to the race to getting exploit on the next box, but I want to evil WinRM. Let me see if I can even WinRM with the users that I've created. Then I'll verify with XP also, just for persistence, to be sure we've got those access. So the user was this name blessed, then the password was also. So we're going to be doing this on I think it's stack I 10.200.181.150. Let's see. Okay, that seems to be running pretty fine. Did we? Oh, great! Now we're in. We have that persistent verified, and we can see we are GitServe and we're running as blessed, which was the user which we created. Okay, great. Can we just maybe verify with XRealDP also? So I'm going to split up here. I don't really need this nmap thing anymore. I can key one of the SSH sessions because I've already verified this using netcrack. So let me clear this. Let me exit this SSH. I just need some space. Wrong password. Okay, so I'm going to XRealDP. I have the command established there already. So I'm going to be doing this as the user, then the password, so let's try if that works. If it works, we can get the GUI stuff, which would be cool for us to maybe host a Python server and start pulling in stuff to that box, which we want to do. Okay, yeah, that works fine for us. So we have established persistence. Okay, now we are on the third box. As you can see, we can it's a Windows server. We can do some verification. I'm good. Oh man, I didn't realize I closed that. Sorry guys. I thought I was closing that server manager stuff. Okay. So I want to put in some Mimikatz. So I'm going to be bringing in some Mimikatz here and see if I can use Mimikatz to do stuff. But I think I already have Mimikatz in there for my past play around. But I don't think it's there. It's not there. So what we're going to do is one good way to do this is for me to verify on this. I can use. Let me see. Oh man, I'm thinking. Okay, great. I think I can kill this one. Can I kill this one? I can just kill this one. I need some space. So do I have? I've got Mimikatz in here. So can I use the upload functionality? It's going to go to my documents, right? Can I use the upload functionality in WinRM to upload Mimikatz katz.exe? Will that work? Will it work? Oh, it's working. So if it does, we will find it in I'll open the file explorer and go to my, I think it's in my documents folder. Ah, yeah, so that's working. Cool. So we're going to wait for this to put in Mimikatz there for us. Then we're going to use Mimikatz to maybe dump credentials on this box and help ourselves maintain another layer of persistence. We already did with creating that user. I'm just going to put that in my record. Maybe I can do that here, right? This is okay. Great. I can do that here. Persistent. Let's call this nano persists on 10.200.1 maybe that's 150. So we've got the username is username. Just keeping record. Then we remote management user, and we are administrator administrator. So just write this out and exit this. So upload is successful. Now let's fall back in here. We've got Mimikatz. So I'm going to open cmd.exe as root user. I should be able to do that. Then I'm going to fall back. Then I'm going to go to cd user. I'm going to bless. It's not there. Okay. Let's see. Oh man, that should be dir. My bad. Okay, cd bless and cd document. And we just go to our document. I'm trying to use the autocomplete thing, but it's slow. So dir. We've got our Mimikatz there. So can we execute Mimikatz? Can we run Mimikatz? Oh, great, excellent. So let's do pre-village debug. I see it's a bit slow. So verify that 20. Great. Now at this point, we can now use some modules in Mimikatz to dump credentials, which is what we really want to do. So I think we're going to be using the LSA or token elevate first. Let's do a token elevate. So elevate that token probably to something cool, and that works pretty fine into authority. Then we're going to do the LSA dump. So let's dump Sam. And grab some more useful stuff from Sam. Okay, great. Now we've got Sam. I'm going to just copy some. I may just probably pass something out to a file. I can just use the highlights to copy everything and put it out so I can use it later. So I'm going to see if I can highlight and copy. Oh, great. Okay. It's the fight with this thing. All right, I hate to do this, guys. Okay. So I could probably have written that out too far. I just want to copy the Sam. I want to keep record of all this stuff, so I want to copy everything. I'm sorry, please bear with me. So I'll go bit by bit, not too fast. The server is slow. I guess that's why this is happening. Okay, and there we have it. A little bit of patience. So if that works fine, can I write it here? Sam nano Sam dump 10.200.181.150. Okay, great. I'm going to save this as a file. And now at this point, the road will be towards exploiting the third box, which is the .100. So we already saw that it was pretty difficult to get anything from Mmap scan on that third box. But we will see from this host now, we can reach it. Or if we have to open up some firewalls to reach that host. Okay.